What's going on, everybody? It's the 17th episode of the Just Like Brothers podcast. I am Laika Abibi. The person to my right with the soundboard again is the owner of WJG Sports, Kai Jones. And to my left is our special guest for today. One of the best writers in the business. Now working high school OT correspondent.
Yes, sir.
Formerly of the Fayetteville Observer, Associated Press, News.
Yes,
you know him.
Yes,
you
sir.
love him.
Yes, sir.
JS3, Junior Smith III. Juniors, thank you for joining us today, man.
No problem. Thank y'all for having me.
All right,
Yes, sir.
you can start it.
All right, so Julius, let's talk about a little bit about your background. Of course, we know you're from the Fayetteville area. So
910.
how did you start getting into journalism?
Well, journalism, it's always been something that I've had a dream of ever since I was maybe 15 years old. I always wanted to play basketball in the NBA, but I was about like 5'1", around my sophomore year of high school, so I kind of gave up on that dream and said, you know what, if I can't play it, let me at least write about it. And as time progressed, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to be able to work with Fayetteville Observer and then, kind of work with the radio station WZFX Fox 99, and then moved here in 2013 to work for the Kinston Free Press. For 2 years on the government side, but I was still going back to Fayetteville because I just love sports that much.
Fayetteville's a great area for sports, of course.
Of course, I mean, you see the
Yeah, it's 9 dime. That's exactly right. Had to represent to that.
But I moved to Atlanta to work for the Associated Press for a little while. Came back to Kinston, was a Free Press sports editor for about 2 years. Then started my own thing, the Flourish Post, for about 6 months, and then I was with News back in. The inception of it was, I want to say, May or June of 2018, and now I'm just pretty much freelancing, doing whatever.
Gotcha. So what about Kinston really keeps you here?
Kinston, any area is what you make out of it. People will say, they will talk down on Kinston and just have a lot of dissension about Kinston, but to be honest, just the athletes, the people, the community, I mean, Kinston, Lenore County, Greene County, Jones County. I've been able to immerse myself a little bit with Aiden Grifton. I mean, there are a lot of great people here, and of course a lot of great athletics.
Absolutely, I can definitely second that. And of course, you're doing work with high school OT now. Of course, I saw some work from the Aiden Grifton volleyball game last night.
Right.
Tell us. Actually, I think a good question would be, what has been your favorite moment covering sports? And you've been in this game for a while. So what do you think?
I think.
Is there one that really stands out to you?
Now, are we talking prep or just in general?
You can do one of each if you would like, or whatever you would like.
Okay, I guess prep wise, it would definitely be the Kinston Green Central basketball games, because especially if the game is in Snow Hill, because the way that gym gets, man,
it's a small gym, but it's like it sounds like 20,000 people are in there.
I mean, then you got Jay Wilson on the mic, and
yeah, of course, we love Jay, of course.
And then of course Delmas on the
Coach
Wilson
Wilson.
too.
Yeah. We love Wilson and Willis, man. They're like the dynamic duo.
I mean, the environment is spectacular on both sides, and then Rhapsody will come out to some of the games. I've had the opportunity to see her a couple of times at the game, kind of ranch her a little bit because.
Little known fact, Rhapsody is actually like my fourth cousin.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know out there, she's a Green Central alumnus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really good stuff.
Prep wise, I was in, and just in general.
I remember some of the time at Kinston though. One of the things I always remembered was like that one time when Green Central went to the state title game that one year.
18.
Yeah,
18.
It was like packed. As far as like the parking lot, people just standing up in line, like you literally had to get there like hours early. Like it looked like it was like a Duke Carolina game almost.
One thing I learned about basketball, and I know we'll talk about basketball in just a second, but one thing I learned about basketball in the 252, they will travel. They travel anywhere.
Yeah.
Like South Central packed out the Reynolds Coliseum at NC State. Farmville Central did the same thing.
Yeah.
Regionals too. I mean, it was such a great experience. But you can talk. What's your favorite moment in general?
My favorite moment in general, I mean, he's wearing the Lakers hoodie right now. I mean, just covering the NBA draft back in 2016. I mean, that was truly a blessing just to be out there in Brooklyn and just kind of take in the sites, be able to talk to several of the draft picks. Besides Brandon Ingram, got to see Ben Simmons, Buddy Hield, Chris Dunn, Malik Beasley. I don't think Malachi Richardson likes me because one of the questions I asked him is, why should Young Metro trust you? And, just...
Why you asked an NBA player, why should... What?
Why not? I mean, you got...
No, it's a good question, but I mean...
Hey, why should Young Metro trust you?
I mean, I think does Young Metro trust you, Kai?
I believe so.
I'm not sure if he'll trust me. I'm not sure. But anyway, you continued. Was that it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, basically the whole thing was, I don't really like stuffy environments. So if you can do something to kind of make people smile, and of course you're going to be serious. And I did ask a lot of serious questions during my time out there, but you also want to have some fun. And I think one of the weirder moments was seeing Macklemore like 2 o'clock in the morning with a stranger.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Macklemore, like the rapper.
And a dead side at that.
Ah, nice.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I was gonna say Ben Macklemore.
no, not Ben.
Dang it, not that bad.
Not the one who asked Kobe for where was his challenge at.
Oh my, no,
Yeah.
that is, and he still hasn't answered.
Right.
Anyway, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Of course, talking about the NBA draft, one of the guys that I think is one day you can see. I won't put too many expectations on him, but Dontrell Styles. Of course, basketball season is right around the corner.
As a matter of fact,
in your opinion, what makes Kinston basketball continue to have that type
that's
of legacy, where you have so many basketball players, D1, and then also NBA players continue to roll through?
Well, it's tradition out there, and the lineage that Kinston has. You start out, you're looking at Dontrell Styles now. Before him, you had Damian Dunn, who's at Temple now.
Yep.
Before then, of course, you had Brandon Ingram. Before him, you got Reggie Bullock. Before him, you got guys like Charles Shackelford and Cedric Maxwell. And I mean, there are just so many amazing players that come out of Kinston. I mean, there's been a lot of conversations and documents that have been made about Kinston basketball, and I really have no way to describe it. I mean, they say it might be something in the water, but when you have that tradition, you have people that just get in line because they've seen what others have done. Like,
absolutely.
You got Isaac Parson right now.
Yeah.
He's seen what Josh Dawson has done. So it's easy for other players to just kind of get in line and just follow the tradition.
And that's the thing to me that's really special too. It's not just guys like Styles and Ingram. It's also like guys like Isaac Parsons who are coming before Josh Dawson, who came before Dorian Hines. All of these, it's like everybody kind of has their role. Even if they necessarily aren't remembered on a national stage, they're remembered like locally. I think there's a big legacy that's left in Kinston. I think everyone keeps on remembering the greats of the past.
And of course, I know Jerry Stackhouse is another one, right?
Oh, without question.
Yeah, of course.
You can't forget the now Vanderbilt head coach.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that basketball season just around the corner. Today is actually the first day of winter sports practice. So basketball practice officially begins today. We are, of course, very excited about Eastern North Carolina basketball. Right?
I can break out some different pairs of Skechers now.
Yes.
Okay, I got my field Skechers, and then I got my.
Now you got the actual Skechers.
There you go.
I need my shoe game to get right as well. I'm just wearing these little Sperry's, but
Hey, that's your trapper shoes. That's the one you got to do the work in.
Do you have a soundboard thing for that or no?
I think that's pretty much it.
I'm feeling it.
Maybe a little.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on, is that offset?
Yes. It has everything. It has everything. The soundboard was a good start. It got us a lot of views on the Rapid Reaction show this weekend.
Yeah.
But
shout out to y'all supporting.
Yes, of course.
But of course, we with the Rapid Reaction show was mainly about football. There was some people that you wanted to shout out that I didn't let you because it's all about football. So
yes.
Let's go ahead and get the shout out, Mr. Good Sir.
Shout out to the Arundel Parrott Academy Patriots, volleyball and girls tennis squads. Both won state championships this weekend. Junius and I were at the volleyball game in Raleigh. It was absolutely dominant fashion. And if I'm correct, you said a stat in your write-up that they had never lost to Grace Christian in conference play, correct?
Well, they haven't lost. In the 5 years that David Barnes, the head coach, has been out there at Parrott.
In their last 5 years, yes.
7-0 against Grace Christian. Six of those games going in straight sets.
That is ridiculous. And of course, Parrott had to survive a 5-set match against another conference opponent that's really good, Cary Christian, in the semifinals. It was back and forth that entire match. They came out top 15. I think it was 15-12 in the final set. But that group, that senior group, Allie Avery, Mackenzie Pope. I mean, they just.
Allie Avery is legit the best volleyball player I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, she's that good.
I've been watching volleyball since I was maybe 14 because my sister played. I'm gonna say maybe I was 12.
Yeah.
Anyway, since my sister played, but in the 12 years that I watched volleyball, I've never seen someone who was as talented as her, both athletically, and also what she does defensively as well.
Yeah. Any D1 or D2 volleyball programs that need a hitter, blocker, someone who can lead, we recommend Allie Avery to anybody. I think all three of us can agree on that.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't forget the contributions of Jordan Ebegbu. I don't know if I pronounced that last name correct. And Joanna Tyndall, they're seniors.
Right.
Those 4 seniors have won a lot of games in 5 years. Like 100 something, or like 10 maybe or something.
Well, the thing is, both of them. Johnny came in from South and Nora this year. So, and Jordan, she's been on the team for 2 years. So Mackenzie and Allie, they've been on the team since 8th grade.
Yeah.
And
I was saying Mackenzie was just such a great job of supporting it. She was kind of like a good balance off of what Allie Rand did, and she really set her up on a lot.
She set, and she also hit off the back line as well. She had a few swings off the back line in that game. But in my opinion, the most important player of their run was Lauren Richardson, because she had to step in to that libero role when Giselle Cervantes went out.
Right.
Of course, Cervantes has won 3 state titles in the last 6 months. I mean,
she might add another one too.
Yeah, and
the soccer team is going to be loaded.
Oh my god, they're all, just about all of them are. They're going to be ridiculous.
Giselle has a chance to finish with being one of the most decorated Patriot alums all the time. Because I mean, realistically, with David Barnes leading that volleyball program, I could see a 3rd straight one. I mean, he's one of the most technically sound coaches, especially for volleyball, that I've ever seen.
Listen, I've actually sat in on practices over there, participated in practices. They've got it broken down to a science. I'm sitting back
they're so organized. They know what they're doing. They just simply know. They just win.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was gonna look like a complete another amateur playing it. I look way worse. When they actually broke it all together, and I mean, everybody's focused. They're intent on the next play, the next point, and they listen to their coaches. They have great chemistry on and off the court. I mean, that is pretty much one of the most sound teams that you will ever find.
You also got to shout out Virginia Edmondson as well. She played a huge role in this playoff run.
She's pretty good at basketball too.
Yeah, she is. I think she was on your all-area team. I think
she wasn't, and the only reason why she
or close.
No,
she was off it.
The only reason why she wasn't was because she got injured. I want to say the 2nd or 3rd game of the season, and I think I made her my first athlete of the week for girls basketball. And we did the interview while she had crutches, and I think it was a torn ACL, and.
She played with that knee brace, so she's been dealing with that knee, but she's a tough kid. She came out and really helped in the service game, really helped defensively. I'm just extremely proud. 3 straight state title appearances, 2 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, what a run for David Barnes and the Patriots. The tennis team also had a crazy one.
St. David's 7-year straight.
7 straight years of state titles for St. David's. It came down to the final court, and who was it again, Julius?
It was Cameron Jones, probably the best tennis player east of 95.
Came right down to the final court. Last year it was going to be 5-4 until St. David's. I think Parrott had 3 singles that were winning, or something like that. They had they were winning a lot of the singles matches, but St. David's just needed 1 single to win.
Doubles is always the most important when it comes to those championship matches.
Yeah, but
if you can get those 2, if you get 2 of those 3 or 3 of those, man, you have such a great advantage.
Yeah, you're in a good position.
You just need to win just 3 more.
Yeah, and I mean the paired tennis team, they deserve a lot of credit. Coach Sauls, entire group. You had a few athletes of the week from the tennis squad. So
I mean, pretty much the whole team. I mean,
yeah. You had
Allison Cristiano, Mary Helen Hood, Erica Rivas.
And I talked to them at football week. I talked to them at the Fayetteville Christian, the senior night football game that Parrot had.
Right.
And I just told them, you guys, this is a year, go get it done, and they got it done. They did in a big way. So, what you want to transition to next, man?
Of course, we're talking about state championships. Bethel Christian state championship game. It looked kind of rough for the Trojans in the middle of the season. Of course, now they have their full team back. It's looking like they could possibly get a chance at another state title, second one in 4 years?
Yeah, I believe so. But they will be playing a Halifax Academy squad that has Eli Harris that has just been wrecking everything for pretty much the entire year. But
I saw him play against Wayne Christian, and he looked like a grown man against all those kids.
But I know Bethel Christian is chomping at the bit at this game, and I know that they really want this. And wouldn't it be great if they were to win a state title on their field?
Yeah.
On Friday night, which will be in Roanoke Rapids.
Especially considering Halifax Academy has gotten them twice.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah.
It's hard beating a team 3 times in 1 year, so we'll see.
The thing about it is, Halifax got them twice, but you have to remember, Bethel didn't have their full roster.
Well, this game we'll really find out. I mean, Halifax is a good team. They probably, I would say, maybe a slight favorite since they're at home, but Bethel that is a tough ask. I mean, if you beat the team 3 times, you get a lot of respect.
Of course, is that your striker game of the week? Is that the game you want to be at?
You know, I've had to think about this, but that's probably going to be it. I mean,
I say do it. I was
going to say I haven't made too many trips up to the valley, so it'll be fun.
It's a tough slate of games this week. You know, there's a lot of there's not really like a lot of games necessarily that are, at least in my area, that have either significance of someone's either clinching this for sure or whatever.
We'll find out, right? We're gonna sort his out.
Of course, another big game in y'all's area, Kinston, North and North.
And football. That's actually the game that I'll be going to on Friday. I'll be helping out WRNS on 960 The Bull for that. But that game is going to be very, very interesting because North and North, they're coming off of the 35-0 loss to Aiden Grifton last week, and that was the first time that they've been shut out in 5 years.
Yeah, wow, that's
Aiden Grifton, they're getting healthy. They're ready to have their guys back, and 2 back-breaking scooping scores by Michael Webb in the third quarter really sealed it.
Yeah, Michael Webb, he's big time.
Definitely first team all area. 100%.
Yeah, I definitely remember him last year when I covered in the Kinston area. Just how much of a game changer he could be. He was just so explosive, really. And of course, he was a difference maker in that game.
Did you see? Oh yeah.
Of course, Kinston was on a bye week last week.
Yeah, that would definitely help them. I was going to ask you about the tweet that Jim Collins set out, saying, "We're really glad you're graduating, Mike." Hey, I admire that is respect. I admire that. I admire that respect.
Hey, that's respect. You know, I mean, as long as
We also recommend Mike Webb to college football programs.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
ECU, you better get on his phone right now.
100%. I mean, it's so easy right now. I mean,
literally, right up the street. All you gotta do is just go.
Literally, like 20 minutes away.
He's in your backyard, Barton. Go talk to him. He's like 30 minutes away.
Elizabeth City State, any D2 really. I mean, Shawan, Mount Olive.
I'm about to say he stop sleeping on my guy.
He's not gonna lie. I don't know if Mount Olive has a football program or not.
Mount Olive does not.
Yeah. My bad. Sorry.
It's all good. TJ Edwards always talks about how he wishes that football program.
Yeah, of course.
But speaking of TJ Edwards, Green Central grad, also a former guest up here. Green Central has a big game against Aiden Grifton. They pretty much need this one if they want to have a chance at making the playoffs.
And they have a playoff streak going as well. What, 6 straight years?
6 years in a row.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing about it is new coach, and had injuries. When you have like someone who was a preseason all-conference player of the year.
Right, Knowledge Branch.
Yeah, Knowledge Branch go down, I think, in week 3 or week 2.
It was week 2.
Honestly, he really got hurt week 1. Because I was out there at that game.
Okay, so you were at the one with South Central.
Yes, I was. And he really he played through it in week 1. I mean, it's just, and then it just continuously got worse. And then,
right, of course, and he hasn't been back since.
Yeah, but
Jaden Tyson's done a great job of stepping
Yes.
in and replacing him, but obviously losing knowledge both on the offense and the defensive end really hurts. And the offense has really been a problem. They haven't been able to score this year.
They haven't. They really need
36-0 against West Craven. That's a tough.
They need Cole Dawson to get going in the passing game to have a shot here. This will be a good game for. I know Green Central's defense has been pretty good for most of the year. This will be a good chance for Josh Wright to get right.
Yeah.
No pun intended. This would be a good chance for him to throw some passes out there, get all his skilled players involved. Of course, Michael Webb will be involved.
Yeah,
Keyshawn Best,
Deshaun Cox.
Yes. Yeah. This gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah, Aiden Griffin just continues to always find weapons,
Yes,
no matter what. And of course, Washington, they'll be playing
West
Craven pretty much for the conference title.
Yeah, if they win, it's all theirs outright.
Of course, if they lose, then they could still win next week, and then it's
I believe a share.
Yeah, and it's a share.
Barring the West Craven loss. Yeah. Nonetheless, Washington has been the best team in the conference this year. I mean, they've had to continuously make statements to continue to prove how good they are. You were there when they beat Kinston. They took it to them. They took it to.
They punched them in the mouth.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Absolutely. That's what they do with their running game. I mean, Antoine Godley, Terry Moore, Jaden Hamrick, Stephen Hartley on the offensive line, Walt Gerard on both ways, Sherfield Smith on the defensive line, and Chris Hill as well, playing both ways. I mean, they have a good team.
Really good shot at a state title just when you consider that they're in the 2AA versus the 2 single A, which has Southwest Edgecombe, Northeastern. Those teams are
Hertford County too, I think.
I believe Hertford County's in that too. So
although they actually got upset by Currituck. Currituck's actually played pretty well. Currituck County, I just saw that they got upset. It was a pretty big win for them too.
But I think the exciting thing right now is as we're heading in is just kind of seeing how the final week shake out with the playoffs coming up and just how teams move up, move down.
Yeah, AMPRs came out. There are a lot of teams. I mean, Green Central's squarely on the bubble. I think they're one of the first 6 teams out, I would say.
Yeah.
So they need to win either this week or next week, and hopefully both if they haven't.
I'll say if you get both, you're definitely in. You get one.
It's looking maybe. And hopefully the AMPR of the conference as a whole helps. I mean, you play Washington, West Craven, and North and North. Because North and North are winning, their AMPR is high. So
But I think it's the top 5 teams in the conference that'll get in.
Yeah.
Likely, yes.
So Washington, West Craven, Kinston, Aiden Griffin, they're locks. I think North and North will be a lock, and Green Central is right there on the fence.
Yeah. Unfortunately for South and North, it probably won't happen. But those kids fight. I'll tell you. Even losing to Washington last week, I saw a lot of fight, especially from their seniors. And Jeremy Jordan, I just want to give him a lot of respect for continuing to do interviews with us, even in tough losses, and he's handled it like a true professional. I mean, and I even got to talk to Brett Huffman, their senior quarterback.
I saw that video.
Yeah, he answered questions like he was a pro. I mean, I have a lot of respect for both of them. The entire program.
South and North, they have a very respectable program, and I think one of the moments that I'll remember for this season is Cannon Davis during South and North's big win over Jones Senior. He walked up to the quarterback and he just told him, "Listen, just keep going at it. We've definitely taken some big losses in our careers and everything, but just keep leading the team." Unfortunately, Jones Senior wasn't able to finish out their season, but I just looked at that and I just said, stuff like that.
The sportsmanship, pass it on. I mean,
exactly.
Why not?
Yeah.
What you got?
I think it'll be interesting to see, of course, how.
We gotta talk about your area a little bit.
I think I lost my train of thought for a second.
I was gonna say their bubble teams in your area. South Johnston's one of them.
Goldsboro right now in, but this week has a tough contest with Midway.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And of course, South Johnson is about 20 spots out of the playoffs right now. But
they can still play their way up there.
I definitely believe it. They just need a win this week over East Wake.
Which will be 5, right?
Yeah, which will put them at 5.
And then Cleveland's probably a no-go.
I'd say in Cleveland, if you win, you're definitely in. If you lose,
it's not. It's a little bit of a bubble, you know.
Yeah.
Cleveland has been the best.
And of course, Corinth Voters is right now. They're sitting at 47 out of 48 teams.
They're hanging on for dear life. But when you play in the Northern 4A with Wake Forest, Heritage, Wakefield, Roseville, who's played really, really well. I mean, and Nightdale, of course. I mean, that's a tough conference. It's a tough 4A conference out there. But they are hanging on for dear life right now.
Yeah, it's
one
tough.
win. It looks like one win maybe could help them. I mean, the way it's looking.
Yeah, one win probably can probably put them in just because of how well they did early on in the season.
Yeah, they started 4-0, losing to Southwest Edgecombe.
And of course, Conley jumped ahead of Cleveland this week for
that
3A.
That they did, yes. And Conley.
Was it because of that win over Washington?
It might have been that, and
it's just,
actually, I think so.
I'm about to say it's just their strength of schedule is just so good. I mean,
you played Scotland, Northeastern, Rocky Mount, who's playing for a conference championship this week.
All you had to say was Scotland, and that was it for me.
Yeah, I know they lost to they did lose to Pinecrest this past week. Pinecrest is good too. That whole the Sand Hills conference is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
isn't
Richmond? Richmond, isn't Jack Britt as well in it?
I want to say so.
And Hope County as well. They're good. I mean, that's a tough conference. Maybe the toughest in North Carolina.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot going on in this week. It's some games. But you know what I'm thinking about heading out to?
Where are you gonna go?
Spring Creek.
Yeah, Spring Creek Beargrass. Yeah.
Beargrass Charter versus Spring Creek. Last time Spring Creek lost 36-30. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Beargrass Charter lost on a touchdown pass with 12 seconds left.
Would be great for them to get a win in their final game of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those kids have fought hard. I know, not going independent and not having to contend for a playoff spot and struggling in a lot of games. It's kind of, I know it's frustrating, but those kids are fighting, and that's why I love seeing from that Gators program. And they're really good kids up from when we saw them at the Muddy Water Classic.
Yeah,
I mean they're a group that works extremely hard.
Speaking of more Muddy Waters Classic, of course, Princeton, they're having a big basketball jamboree in a couple of weeks.
Basketball season's here.
Yeah, basketball season's here.
I know he's written a lot about how he's like, bring on basketball season. I'm totally with him. Bring on basketball season.
We got there's gonna be Green Central, Aiden Grifton, Princeton, Bunn,
Falls Lake Academy,
Lakewood,
Overhills.
Ooh.
That is a great group.
That's a great.
They're going to host a lot of great events this year. The
Yeah.
BSN Classic, they're going to play Southwest Edgecombe this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be awesome.
Smithfield Sounds going to be at the event as well. So a lot of Southern Wayne will be there.
Yep, WJG,
so
a lot of me.
I'll definitely be there checking it out. Then this weekend, Saturday, Wayne Country Day is hosting a Midnight Madness type of
Charger Madness.
Yeah, Charger Madness.
That might, low-key, I might come out to that Saturday.
Hey, you might as well, man.
I might as well make that move.
I was going to say, of course, they have a lot of new players, so they're going to.
They could be the best team in your area. They just might be. They went to the state championship game last year and played a Fayetteville Academy squad they were ridiculously
loaded.
good.
Yeah.
And that's a Fayetteville Academy team that lost to the team on my shirt, Farmville Central.
Yeah.
Farmville Central's going to have their team coming back.
Is Farmville Central going to be back at the John Wall?
Yes,
They will be at the John Wall.
So will Kinston.
Kinston will be at the John Wall is definitely something to look forward to.
And we forgot to add that in the list of his jobs because you are the.
I'm the assistant media director of the John Wall.
And the girls, you run the girls tournament.
Right.
Again, you're gonna okay. I mean,
so this will actually be my 5th year in that position.
Nice.
And I hope to help contribute.
And the John Wall.
Just let me make that move, James, please.
Hey, look. If I'm able to let you do it, you can do it.
My man, I appreciate it.
Think about it.
Making plays out here, Kai Jones. We making plays. Oh my goodness.
Kai, have you been to the John Wall?
I have never been to the John Wall, so that's something that I might need to do this year.
I got a quick story. So.
Oh yeah, I think I know what story you're gonna tell.
Brian Hanks back in 2013 when I started working in Kinston, he wanted me to come to the John Wall Holiday Invitational, and I was just like, yeah, I'll go. I didn't think too much of it. Didn't show up. The next year, 2014, I was like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna go for a laughs or whatever. So I made my way out to Raleigh. You know, I'm just blown away by the action. And you know, you look at it in hindsight. You look at the guys that played in it: Brandon Ingram, Chris Clemens, Taco Fall, Harry Giles,
Jamal Murray,
Yeah.
Thon Maker.
Yep.
I mean,
a lot of NBA players.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, Chris Clemens just made it into the NBA too, so and we're really happy about that. But continue,
Definitely.
I'm sorry.
And I remember Brian saying, hey, I'll give you $20 if you can cover this game for me. And it was on Word of God versus High Point Wrestling. And that High Point team with Brandon Childress, Harry Giles, Clay Parker.
It's the team I played
And then
in my high school years. Yeah.
Word of God with Jalen Harris. So I was like, yeah, why not? So I wrote the story, and then WRL said, hey, we'll give you this amount of money to cover 2 games for us tomorrow. So like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I guess just off of that, they said, hey, can you come back next year and, you know, be assistant media director? So I've been blessed to work in that position and also kind of help out with the program, you know, interview coaches all across the country.
Yeah, that's the thing about an event like this. You can make connects out of the John Wall Holiday Invitational. Yeah. I mean, it's the marquee event in high school basketball in the entire country, in my opinion.
Definitely.
And you should make your way out to Broughton High School this December. I've just
of course, another great basketball showcase is I think Phenom Hoops is putting on one. Of course,
the national showcase that will be November 9th?
I think it's the 16th.
Or 16th? Well, they have a couple events.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the one that's going to be at Ravenscroft.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The field for not for both events, for all their events to start November is ridiculous, and those guys do such a good job out there.
Good friends at Greenfield would be in that.
They're going to play Cannon, I think.
Yeah, Cannon.
Man!
Yo, whoever made that matchup, thank you for whoever made that matchup.
Yes.
Cannon actually has a chance to win a state championship this year, but of course you got to take down the mighty Greensboro Day Bengals with Freddie Johnson and the entire crew. 43 years of greatness, 11 state titles. I mean,
two other showcases. I mean, in December you got the Good Guys versus Cancer showcase out there.
I'm going to that. I'm going, right? 100%.
That's a must.
We're coming to see you, Coach Williams.
Coach Williams, we're there. I mean,
yes, sir.
There's no other way.
We're pulling up. We're pulling up for some. And I can't wait for that barbecue war between him and Rod Bridgers.
Oh, let that happen and let me be the taste tester. That's all I'm asking for.
But me too. I'll take the whole plate home. I mean, you know what I mean?
Whole plate home, but it ain't gonna make it past.
It's not gonna make it past 64, like getting out of kill level.
Yes,
I'll say, y'all put me a boneless breast on the grill, please.
Yo.
Hey, look, you know what? I will bring some Texas dry rub seasoning too, right?
Yeah.
Asian. Yeah. All right, and one other showcase. I mean, right there in the K, the MLK showcase.
Yeah.
That's definitely a move, 100%.
Right.
I mean, Farmville's gonna be there. Kinston's gonna be there.
Kinston and Farmville are gonna play each other.
Yeah. Wait, are they? Is it gonna happen?
You know what?
What could it happen? It could happen.
It could happen. I feel like it should happen. And I know Marina Prep and Word of God are going to be there too. So I mean, it is going to be an absolutely phenomenal day of basketball.
I definitely agree. I have a little bit of an opinion on that. I feel like they should wait. They should let people wait because that Farmville-Kinston matchup is great. I want it to be in March.
No, I want it twice.
I mean, the reason why I say that, not because I don't want of course, we want the matchup the fans want, of course. But I want to see Kinston play like a Moravian. I want to see Farmville play like a Burlington school.
Gym is going to be.
Oh my goodness.
Kinston really shows out for basketball, and that gym is going to be packed.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Farmville and Kinston does happen, which would be awesome.
People on the walls.
It should be the last game of the night.
In like sardines. Like it's gonna be trying to.
If it does happen, it should be the last game of the night.
Yeah.
It should be the main event.
If it happens, then yeah. Like,
honestly, it should happen just like that, just because those teams are the closest.
That's true. I mean, it's like, what, 30 minutes?
The kids got school the next day. So, yeah, let's try to get them.
And
let's try to get the teams in the other areas, back to the house on time.
Yeah, probably.
Of course, we're student athletes out here. That's
we
the important part.
But it's been one heck of an episode, would you say? Yeah, it's been pretty much that. Of course, we'll have game picks for you.
Then, of course, I forgot the Christmas tournament, the FCA Christmas tournament.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right over here.
We might get a Goldsboro-Wincatchy Day matchup.
Please, what? Please, yo, please.
And of course, Goldsboro, of course they got Christian Bullock, Xavier Atkinson, and of course now they've added 2 freshmen.
Bruddas been on those 2 freshmen.
Yeah, Demonge Oates and Corey Faison. 6'4" is Corey Faison, can shoot, really good with the ball in his hands. And of course, Wincatchy Day, who now has a couple.
Mike Bass.
Yeah, Mike
Vontae
Bass.
Hutcherson.
Vontae Hutcherson from South Central.
We got a lot of really good. Jaden Cooper.
And
his little brothers too. Good too.
Yeah, Jordan Cooper.
Jordan's good.
Let's see. Of course, Linwood Grady.
Of course, yeah. I can't forget Linwood. Linwood is one of the more athletic players in North Carolina. They're a team. Coach McLaughlin.
Julian Williams.
Yes.
From Fayetteville.
Yeah.
2 6'7" footers. So a lot of size. A lot of guard play.
6'7" guys.
Basketball season is going to have just so much. Also, shout out the Joko High School Combine. Of course.
That's right.
On Saturday.
That's where I was before I came up to Raleigh.
Okay.
Coach Dobbins. He put on a great event for the Johnson County youth to be able to come out there and
we saw some really good talent out there.
We got some videos coming out soon, hopefully either today or tomorrow. So
there's that one girl from Clayton. What's her name?
Dariana Howard.
Yeah, look out for her. She's a freshman. Look out! She's what, 6'1", maybe
6'1", 6'2", somewhere.
And she can handle the ball like a guard, and she can shoot it. I mean,
I think she is gonna fall right into that place where Asia Todd was last year. And of course, Asia Todd is a 2,000-point scorer who's now at Liberty University.
Yep, shout out to Asia.
So
but
be watching out.
The one thing I loved about the JoCo Combine is that Coach Dobbins allowed for the Lady Hoopers to come out. Hopefully more Lady Hoopers come out next time around.
Right.
And I will take pictures next time. I'm sorry, Coach Dobbins.
This man was playing with the pictures. I tried to get the picture man to come out and shoot some pictures, and the picture man didn't shoot no pictures.
Man, playing with the pictures like playing with his emotions, man.
Yeah.
Man, stop. Oh my goodness. I'm really sorry.
Of course, Coach Dobbins, he's the coach of Team Loaded on the Adidas.
Adidas Gauntlet?
Yeah, on the Adidas Gauntlet. So, he's done a lot of basketball for 20 years now. And did a great job providing an event for kids to be able to come out and meet kids who are like-minded and just have a day for them to be able to work on their skills and hone their...
Yeah, the Johnson County kids, mostly, like I said, most of these kids are going to be rivals, of course.
Right.
But for one day, they could all come out and get better together and represent the county. Yeah, exactly. He's getting annoying with that. Anyway, but the kids came out to Triple S, ready to work, really focused in, locked in, try to get better. Johnson County's going to have a good year. Yeah. Can't wait to come back out. But yeah, I think I would say that's a good show there.
All right. Anyway, so of course we have the We Up, the game picks presented by We Up.
Oh yeah, we forgot to also say we have a new sponsor, right?
Another sponsor.
We got another one.
Mo's Automotive in Kinston, North Carolina. Of course, Kinston. Of course, he's been my mechanic pretty much since I've been driving. But my mom was a mechanic for over, I think, 12, 13 years now. He always does a great job. So you can contact him for if you need any automotive needs. Mention WJG Sports, you get $5 off any service.
Ooh, there you go. I like that.
There you go.
And of course, we'll have game picks. We're going to continue to keep this show on and popping for you guys.
Yeah.
Have great guests like Junius. And Junius, we really appreciate you taking the time out and coming on to Goldsboro to see us.
Listen, it was an honor to be a part of this podcast, and I love what you guys are doing, and just keep it going.
Thank you.
Of course, we got to leave you with the one big question here. The one big question I'm going to ask you is, who is the most underrated hooper in Kinston since you've been there?
Oh, man.
Yes is the answer. Yes. I'm sorry.
All right, does it just have to be at Kinston or just in general?
It can be in general. We'll
All right.
in general. It has to be somewhere in the area that you covered in Kinston.
One guy that has been flying under the radar, and I feel like he's going to have the opportunity to show what he's got this year. Green Central's BJ Corbett.
Ooh.
The point guard out there. He had flashes last year, but this year I feel like with the ball in his hands more, him, Kentrell Suggs, Zach Taylor. I mean, Green Central.
I think everyone's sleeping on Green Central though.
Yeah,
I thought everyone was sleeping on them last year too.
Look, I'll be real. I feel like Kinston.
Kinston,
Like they're head and shoulders above everybody, but Green Central is not going to make it easy.
I was going to say 2, 3, 4, 5 will be, especially 2 and 3 will be hard to decide.
Yeah, and of course, North and
Washington,
North got themselves a tall freshman coming in themselves, and they got 6, 7 freshmen coming in. At least that's what Tommy Bruden said. So
I
then
don't know the name.
Bruden's
right
got
now,
a good word.
Yeah,
Bruden's got a good word. I'll tell you.
Bruden is the authority when it comes to basketball out here. So
And he represents the
then
category.
of course, for me, I think people just sleeping on Green Central just because of how tall they're going to be still.
They're still going to have Zachville Smith.
I was about to say Zachville, 6'5", 6'6". You got Lamar, who is
6'3"
now.
6'3", 6'4". Now he's had some football time to put on some weight. You got Zach Taylor coming in,
6'4", 6'5".
Athlete, straight athlete.
Yeah, straight athlete, great shooter.
Kentrell, in my opinion, should be the breakout candidate.
6'3", 6'4".
Oh yeah.
I mean, BJ is kind of short at 5'10", 5'11", but he you can't really tell. I mean, because he shoots the ball really well.
Runs
and of course, Pettaway.
Yeah. Forgot about him for a second. Like,
Yeah,
Kinston definitely is they're
I
definitely
think
the best
Kinston's
team.
head and shoulders above them, but I still think Green Central's probably a third-round team.
Yeah,
I
Washington's going to be good too.
Yeah, Washington will rush out.
After that, I think really it's a crapshoot. After that, I'm not going to lie. Like in terms of it's the rest of the seating outside of those.
And of course, Wes Craven's always done a good job of having.
Oh, they're gonna have Vernon Collins back too, and they also Coach Fernandez does a great job out there.
Yeah,
and he's been a guest on your former podcast for
your show podcast.
Yeah, he's someone that knows his basketball and is very experienced out there. So it's going to be, we can't wait for basketball.
Let it come.
And we didn't even talk about all of Pitt County. I mean, Conley Rose and South Central, they're going to be all right. Connell's going to be good.
They talk about all of Johnson County, of course.
Johnson County's going to be good. Cleveland's going to be good.
I say Clayton's going to be really good.
Clayton girls, Clayton boys going to be good.
They got DJ Freeman, and of course Mason Rouge, who already scored 2,000 points in Kentucky before he transferred in to Clayton.
Justin Bell. A few others too.
Jaquan Ross.
Yeah.
Shakir Howard. They're loaded with talent down there. And of course, Cleveland, they got the two big 6'5" kids who can play on the wing.
Walter Gaffar.
And then Walter Gaffar. Basketball season, we can't wait.
I just told Junior, so I'm like, this basketball, I'm just like, thank you. We made it to late October, guys.
Yeah,
we get playoff football and basketball together. We love to see it.
What more could you want?
Yeah. All right. So, gentlemen, anything left to say?
I will do the social media stuff.
Okay.
You can follow Junius Smith III on Twitter at Junius Smith III, like for 3. You can follow Kai Jones on Twitter, Instagram, MMJ Kai Jones. And you can follow me at StrikeNation24_ or LMA Preps, whichever one you prefer. I prefer neither. And you can follow WJG Sports on all social media platforms and subscribe to the YouTube channel. While Kai does the soundboard stuff, you know it. WJG_sports for Twitter. WJG Sports for Instagram and Facebook. Leave a like there. And our YouTube channel's now over 400 subs.
Yep, over 400 subs. You guys are doing great supporting. Of course, we got lots of content coming.
We got basketball content soon. So for those who are asking, just you be patient. We got you. But this has been the Just Like Brothers podcast. We'll see you this weekend for the Rapid Reaction Show. We're out of here. Junior, thank you again so much for joining us.
No problem at all.
All right, man. Peace out.